Hi there, my magical star beings. This is Psychic Siren Tarot, and welcome to the channel. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at what are questions strangers ask about you. So please be aware this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. We have 3 piles and 3 tarot decks to choose from today. So for pile number 1, we have the green Aventurine crystal with the Light Seer's Tarot. For pile number 2, we have this opalite pendulum with the Tarot of the Divine. And for pile number 3, we have purple agate with the Muse Tarot. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile. Pick whichever pile you're most drawn to, the one that is calling out to your soul the most, and that will be your pile for today. Once you're done picking a pile, please find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I'll see you at your reading. Hi there, my pile number ones. If you chose this green Aventurine crystal in the Light Seer's Tarot, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at what are questions strangers ask about you. So please be aware this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. I'd also like to announce I am available for personal readings. So if you'd like to pre-book for February, you can find my email in the channel's about section and email me for more information. Okay, so let's get started with your reading. I'm first going to get out a bunch of oracle cards before we start using the tarot deck that you chose. So I'm going to start with this one. Spirit guides of pile number 1. Spirit guides of pile number 1. What are questions strangers ask about them? Spirit guides of pile number 1. Spirit guides of pile 1. Spirit guides of pile number 1. What are questions strangers ask about them? Spirit guides of pile 1. What are questions strangers ask about them? Okay, so the first card you have is Dance, card 18. You have precognition, psychic ability, and future vision. You have lost land, soul memory and gift, soul memories and gifts. You've done this before. And you have lapis lazuli with third eye chakra and consciousness. So this is showing that this is my very intuitive pile. I mean, we have 3 different spiritual cards. Okay, so spirit guides of pile 1. Spirit guides of pile 1. What are questions strangers ask about them? My tarot deck is upside down. What are questions strangers ask about them? What are questions strangers ask about them? So the first card you have is the 9 of Wands. Then you have the 6 of Wands. Then you have the 10 of Pentacles. Then you have the Queen of Wands. You have the 10 of Cups. You have the 8 of Wands. The 5 of Swords. And we have a bunch of extra cards I'll take a look at in a minute. So it seems that this pile is quite spiritual, or you look spiritual to others in some way. I don't know if you ever wear crystals, or if you ever post on social media about spirituality, or if some of you actually are psychics and, use tarot cards and work with that, or work in the spiritual community, like Reiki healers, things like that. Or if you just are very open about your psychic abilities or spirituality, that could be something questions strangers ask about you, like maybe how you got these gifts, how you are able to see into the future. Yeah, like that's the vibe I'm getting. Like, how do they know they were psychic? How do they know all these spiritual things? How did they gain awareness of it? And I see them asking questions like, if they know about past lives, because this card is about past lives. So maybe if they're also spiritual, or if they know a little bit about reincarnation and past lives, they may wonder like, if pile number one is so gifted, I wonder if they had past lives where they did the same thing, where they had those gifts and they're using them again. Whereas others of you maybe aren't so spiritual, but you have many good ideas and you are very talented or gifted at something. Or strangers just sense that from you, that you're talented or gifted at something, but they're wondering what it's about. And I feel like what strangers ask about you may be based off the vibe you give off with all this intuitive energy. And it's like, if you are someone with a lot of spiritual knowledge or a lot of knowledge on a gift or talent you have, people could wonder how you got those gifts or talents, or how you became so knowledgeable or so talented at it. And I feel the solar plexus energies as I say this. So there's something about these are the types of strangers that maybe wonder like, how do you trust your gifts? How do you know that, the cards are saying this, or how do you know about all of this? It's giving me that vibe. So I feel like these are people that kind of like have a hard time trusting themselves or seeing their own talents or gifts, where they're like, how did you realize you had this gift or talent? You know? And if you are someone that reads cards or works in these spiritual realms, people may wonder about you and people may ask questions about you, like who do you pray to, or if you're religious, or if you believe in God, the universe, like where you get all that knowledge from, how you just know those things. That's what I'm getting. They may even wonder if you can help them with certain challenges they're going through in their own lives. Especially if they're going through any hardships when it comes to their family, their career, their love life, and their family. Okay, and also, yeah, their career. So I also see strangers kind of questioning how you're able to be so confident in yourself, because I feel these are the types of strangers that are working on their self-esteem in their life journey. And so because of that, they haven't reached a point yet where they're fully confident in themselves and their abilities, as I felt a solar plexus wound. And the solar plexus deals with our self-esteem, the way we view ourselves, etc., etc. So there's something here about these types of people kind of like wondering how you got so confident with the Queen of Wands, how you're able to be so optimistic about life even when you are faced with challenges, like, or maybe even this feeling of like you look so happy, because this Queen of Wands looks very happy. Do you ever go through challenges, or is your life, sunshine and rainbows, I want to say. And people may also, like strangers may also wonder and get curious about how you're able to stay so positive, how you're able to stay so happy. So they may go through challenges within their own life where it feels like they're so run down by those challenges that they don't see hope. And so they question why you are so hopeful, why you're so optimistic. Even if you aren't necessarily happy all the time, strangers could make assumptions about us based off the day if we were just really happy that day. Strangers could ask questions like, do you dance? Do you go to the gym? Um, do you do yoga? Do you sing? Do you have like any sort of talents that make you stand out? Because maybe you look like a person that has certain talents, or you look like someone that really moves your body around a lot, or you look like someone that has a high energy. And so I see strangers asking questions like that. I see strangers also asking questions about how you're able to stay so independent. Because in their perception, you're showing up as a Six of Wands here, doing really well for yourself, doing really successful, and things are moving forward for you in a way that seems that things are going well in your life, at least from the outside perspective. I mean, you chose green aventurine, which is a crystal of luck. So strangers really ask questions like, how hard did you work to get that success, to look so lucky, to look like you're achieving a lot within your life, within your goals, your hobbies, your career, your finances, and how it looks like you have such a financial freedom, at least from the outside perspective. Like, did you have to work really hard for that? And I feel also strangers looking at you and wondering how you are so beautiful, sexy, magnetic, attractive. And like what you do to work on your health, because you look very healthy in some way. You look like you're glowing in some way. I would say I'm feeling a slight energy of jealousy or insecurity as I say that from some strangers. Whereas some strangers really look up to you and really feel inspired by you. But I feel like those that do feel insecure when they see you shining in your own unique way, I'd say they're people that have gone through a lot in life. And it's not to excuse what they're doing, but it's like I just see they're people that have gone through a lot in life. And so when they see someone being extremely happy, when they see someone glowing, doing well for themselves, they don't believe that they can get to a place like that in their own life. I feel an energy of hopelessness in them. And so when they see you doing that, it's like they question it and they wonder how you're so lucky. That's actually really sad, okay? Whereas some do feel inspired by you and some want to be friends with you is something I see here. Some want to be around you, like wonder, do you have many friendships in your life? Do you have a family of your own? Are you married? Are you in a relationship? Um, Kind of like wondering about your family unit, your home, things like that. Because it seems like you have a lot of stability and balance. I mean, we have the Two of Pentacles at the back of the deck. So, before we go and look at the rest of your cards, I do have a small favor to ask from you, my pound number ones. In the last 3 months, 60% of people who watch my channel didn't subscribe. So if you've ever liked any of the videos I've posted or you like this reading up until now, can you please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button? I'm extremely grateful to anyone that supports the channel, as your support helps the channel grow and helps me put out more quality content. So thank you, thank you, thank you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the reading. Okay, so I'm also getting here, strangers wonder how you're able, like if you go through any challenges and how you deal with those challenges, if you are as optimistic with that, or if you kind of stay in a slump and then move forward after. I see them wondering also and like getting curious about how you're able to stay so inspired and motivated, or if you are a very inspired or motivated person, if you have any pets or animals, yeah, like what your home looks like, what your family life is like, what your relationships are like, if they're extremely happy and vibrant, or if you go through challenges of your own with that. So it's like because they see you so happy in the outside world, or they perceive you to have this happy, happy life, it's like they wonder, does anything happen behind closed doors? Like, okay, let's say they look at you and think you're really successful or really lucky. Do they like maybe they question, okay, do you go through negative things in your relationships? Like, um, almost like wondering if your life is perfect or if you go through challenges of your own. Does that make sense? Okay, we have the Chariot. We have the Ace of Wands. We have the Queen of Cups. We have the Tower in reverse. Yeah, it's like they wonder, do bad things ever happen to you, or are you just extremely lucky? That's what I'm getting from the Tower in reverse, the Empress. They may even wonder if you have any children, or if you've ever had children, or if you ever want children. I see strangers asking questions like, how you're able to be so sexy and magnetic with the Ace of Wands and Queen of Wands. Even the Empress here, the Empress is a very, Venusian energy. If you attract a lot of people to you that are attracted to you, like how you get your body to look so good, that's kind of like the vibe I get here. Maybe even your hair, if you dye your hair, they maybe question like where you go to, what salon you go to, like if you get your nails done, where you get your clothes. That's the kind of vibe I get here, like questions about your look. Okay, and Ace of Wands here makes me also feel you seem like a very energetic, inspired, motivated person, very passionate about life. You seem like you are moving forward in your own life, accelerating towards where you want to be, and you're not letting anything hold you back in any way, shape, or form. You seem like a very, very busy bee to strangers, and so they wonder how much energy you have in the day, like how you get so much energy, how you're able to stay inspired and motivated. If you're creative in any way with the Ace of Wands too. They may also ask questions like if you're a deeply emotional or nurturing person. But that's something they wouldn't want you to know. I don't know why. Like, I felt my throat almost close up as I say that. So they wouldn't actually tell you that they're thinking that. Okay, I'm asking Spirit why, and Spirit is saying they wouldn't want you to know that they're kind of like reading into you. So what I mean by that is it reminds me of, when you go to a restaurant and you look around and you're like, that person's probably like that. And, you kind of like almost like make assumptions about them. I don't know if you've ever seen that in movies. And then you're like, oh, that person's like that, probably like that. But you're just making guesses about them based off their vibe, based off the way they look. And so strangers wouldn't want you to know that they're doing that. Strangers may also ask questions like if you're taken or if you're in any type of relationship because they may be attracted to you with the Ace of Wands. We have the Four of Swords. And we have the Four of Pentacles. So they also ask questions like if you save a lot. Because like I said earlier, it seems like you're doing pretty well for yourself financially, at least from the outside perspective. So strangers may ask like, do you save a lot? Do you budget, anything like that? Like how did you get to this place? But they may not actually come up to you and talk to you and ask this, but they may ask this in their head, like, how did pile one get to such a place of stability in their life? What did they do to get there? And also how it is that you're able to stay so chilled and laid back, because it seems like you're really someone that goes with the flow of life. You don't seem stressed out or worried about anything, at least from their perspective of you. And so they ask, like, how do they stay so calm and chilled and relaxed? Like, what's going on in their life? Do they meditate? Do they exercise a lot to get rid of stress? Um are they like at home a lot of the time? And for example, let's say someone here is working from home, so maybe it's less stressful, or maybe people wonder if you're like a CEO and you only work 2 hours of a day or something like that. It's giving me that vibe. Or like if you have free time in your work schedule where you get to choose your hours and then, chillax in the morning and do things that make you calm. Like, that's kind of like what people are wondering, even if it's not true. It's like, those are just examples to the energy I'm trying to give in terms of like what they're thinking. So let's pull a few more cards and then we're going to end off here. But mainly it's those things. Okay, you just had cards pop out: the Wheel of Fortune. We have the Knight of Pentacles and the Moon. So for those that are intuitive in some way, if you do read cards, people may ask questions like how you get those answers, like I said before, like what spirits you are talking to, if they're bad or good. Because the Seven of Swords in reverse wanted to pop out now. So I don't think that anyone thinks you do anything bad, but it's like, it's kind of a curiosity. Because they don't know about spirituality. Yeah, so like they may wonder like if you are a medium, if you're able to sense the dead, if you're able to kind of like see spirits and things like that, or reach out to people that have passed on. And my voice keeps going weird while I say this, so this is something they'd be uncomfortable to ask you, but it's just something they wonder in their mind. And I think this is people that have gone through loss in some way, where they're wondering like if you would ever be able to get messages for them in some way. They may also ask questions like how you're able to stay so consistent with what it is you're building within your own life. So, strangers may also sense that you have a lot of depth to you, and that you have a lot more to you than meets the eye, and they wonder about really the deeper side of you, like the side of you don't show everyone. Since the Seven of Swords in reverse wanted to pop out, some may wonder, like, do you have any secrets, anything hidden? But then Seven of Cups is also popping out in my tarot deck. So there's something about people also wondering, like, how does you dream so big? Or do you dream big? What do you do to get so lucky that, it seems like the universe is generously giving you everything you want? It seems like you have a lot of luck. It's like what they're saying in their mind. And so they're wondering, like, how do you do that? So again, the same messages are coming out. So I guess this is where I'm going to leave your reading, pile number 1. And look, Lovers is also popping out. So some may also be attracted to you and wonder if you are in a romantic connection. Okay, Yeah, this is where I'll leave your reading. I really hope this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye! Hi there, my pal number twos. If you chose this opalite pendulum and the tarot of the divine, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at what are questions strangers ask about you. So please be aware this is a general reading. Only take or resonates, leave the rest. Before I get into your reading, I'd just like to announce that I am available for personal readings to pre-book for February. So if you'd like to book with me, you can find my email in the channel's about section and email me for more information there. It's a weird thing, my door just opened out of nowhere even though it was closed. So I don't know if that's just a sign that your spirit guides just walked in. Okay, but spirit guides of pile number twos. Spirit guides of pile two. What are strangers asking about them? What questions do they ask about pile two? So we're just getting out your oracle cards first, and then we'll look at the tarot deck that you chose. What questions are strangers asking about pile two? You keep getting two cards. I'll keep the other cards in mind that pop out. What questions are strangers asking about pile two? What questions are strangers asking about pile two? Okay, so let's take a look at your oracle cards. We have Positive Affirmations card 41. We have Duality with Many Meanings and Misunderstanding card 36. Okay, so with the Duality card here, I take it as anything coming up in this reading, strangers may misunderstand you based off their own inner projections. So, for example, let's say we see something or we see a lot of things within this reading that don't resonate at all. That could be why, like sometimes strangers project their own shit onto us and then they think we're like that, but then they're actually like that. Does that make sense? So, if certain things in the reading don't make sense to you, they may be misunderstanding you. If you felt misunderstood a lot of your life, this could be like misunderstandings people have of you based off their own projections. Okay, we have Spirit Quartz, Chiron, and Healing card 33. And we have Star Brothers with Protection, Loyalty, Safety, Trust. So I did see extra cards popping out. I'll just show you them and then I'll keep them on the side of my desk. For some reason, your pile just has a lot of extra cards. So we have Music, Breath of the Cosmos, My Will to Thy Will, Micromanaging the Universe, and Idyllic Times, The Garden Paradise. So I'm just going to keep them on the side of my desk and keep them in mind. Okay, so spirit guides on my pile number twos. What are questions strangers ask about them? Spirit guides on my pile number twos. What are questions strangers ask about them? What are questions strangers ask about them? What are questions strangers ask about them? Okay, we have Queen of Wands at the back of the deck. And the Emperor just flew out. So the Emperor is your first card. We have the World. We have the Seven of Wands. We have the Four of Cups. We have the Sun. We have the Nine of Pentacles. We have the Lovers. And we have a bunch of extra cards here with the Seven of Pentacles right on top. But before we get into that, I do have a small favor to ask from you. In the last 3 months, 60% of people who watch my channel didn't subscribe. So if you've ever liked any of the videos I've posted and you like this reading up until now, can you please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button? It helps my channel more than you know, and the bigger the channel gets, the more content I can put out and create for you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all your love, all your support, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your reading. Okay, my pile number 2, since you are showing up as the Queen of Wands at the back of the deck, a lot of people perceive you, and a lot of strangers perceive you to be someone very confident, very self-assured. You look like you know your worth, and you look like you are comfortable with yourself. And so with positive affirmations here, I love myself is really sticking out to me. Brave, beautiful, worthy, grateful, healthy, happy. So people may wonder what it is you do to become so confident within yourself. Strangers, they may wonder that, like, does pile number 2 do positive affirmations? Are they just naturally confident? Are they just naturally people that are very attractive and stand out, and maybe that's why they're so confident in themselves? Have they always felt so good about themselves? Did they have to heal something within themselves? Like, what did they do to become so confident? Okay, I also see something here about strangers either thinking that you're an angel with the idyllic times card that was an extra card, or if you are like having secrets of some sort, or like the vibe I get here is Spirit is showing me Mean Girls. Okay, so some may think you're an angel, whereas some may secretly think that you're a mean person, because maybe they view you as so confident in yourself or so attractive, since we have the Queen of Wands at the back of the deck, that it's like they're putting their own projections onto you. Weird, but anyways, yeah, that's something strangers may ask about you. Like, some may think that you're such an angel, whereas some think that you're not a nice person because you're so confident in yourself. Like, I don't get that. Okay, I feel similar to pile 1. A lot of strangers like ask questions like how it is you're able to stay so happy and vibrant with the sun card showing up here. If you are a happy person, or if you are unsatisfied within your life, or if you go in between the two, or if you're just a very happy person. It's kind of like they want to know, like, let's say you go out and smile a lot, or you just are with your friends and you're laughing a lot. They could wonder, like, how do you become so happy? Is it your mindset? What is it, or is it just that you're just happy that day, but then maybe we don't see sometimes like the times that you're not happy, or that you're bored, or unsatisfied, so I guess people are wondering about that. Strangers may also wonder, like, about your music taste, as I look at these extra cards, like what your music taste is like, what type of movies you like, what you like to do in your free time, what you like to do for fun. Strangers may also ask questions like, are you a patient person or impatient person? I don't know why that's coming up, but it is. Strangers definitely ask about your love life. So if you are in a romantic connection and you've ever walked around in public with your person, you two seem very romantically involved. You two seem very in love with each other. So they're wondering, like, how does this person treat you? Are you happy in this connection? Or is it just for show? Like, How does this person treat you? What are they like as a person? Do they really show you their love? Do they really fight for this love? And if you're single, oh, also like if they're loyal to you or trustworthy or protective of you. And if you're single, they may ask questions like, do you have a connection? Maybe they're attracted to you in some way. Do you have a partner? Are you looking for love, or are you, wanting to stay single and have fun? Like, that is the vibe I get here from the lovers in this world card. Especially if you're seen as very attractive to others, others could wonder, like, does pile number 2 just have a bunch of people, want to date them, go on dates with them, things like that. Okay. People may also wonder where you get your clothes from. Because I see people really liking your fashion style, strangers. Strangers may wonder, like, if you've ever studied anything, or, like, wonder things about your intelligence. Ask things about, like, do you think this person is intelligent or smart? Because they look like an intelligent person. Strangers may ask if you're a loving person or if you're, like, secretly rude. So again, the projections are coming through. If you're trustworthy. Though I do see most people can see that you're in your heart space. Because her hand is over her heart here. And her third eye is open. So those that aren't necessarily projecting their own things onto you, they can see that you're a loving person. And anyways, who the fuck cares what strangers think? But this is just a reading for entertainment, okay? So don't worry about what strangers are thinking. Because I'm pretty sure that we all have strangers project things onto us that are not true. 7 of Wands, what am I getting here? Okay, let me just close my eyes and see what I can pick up on clairvoyantly. Okay, Spirit is saying these two cards are connected. The 9 of Pentacles and 7 of Wands. So strangers wonder, like, do you have to work very hard to have the things you have? Like, I saw someone walking around with a nice handbag, for example. And it's like, do you have to fight for what you want to get the stability, to get what you want in life? Because the Emperor's four is here. So 4 is a number of stability. We also see 4 here. So it's like they perceive you to have stability in some way, or nice things, nice material things. So like maybe the car you drive, did you have to work extremely hard to have that? The clothes you're wearing, like they're wondering how much you paid for that. Like, did you have to work really hard for it? Like, that's a vibe I'm getting here, because the 9 of Pentacles makes me feel as though strangers ask questions as if you, like, are you well off financially, or do you just, are you just stable in a way where you're okay? Like, they're wondering what you do for work, even with the 7 of Pentacles here. Yeah, that's what I'm getting here. And if strangers have ever seen you go out on a day where you're like maybe looking a little bit sad, they're wondering if you're healing from something, if you're going through something. Strangers also start to ask questions like, are you someone that is only confident and self-assured, like in public, or is it also behind closed doors that you're firm within who you are and yourself? And they also wonder, like, in terms of your career, are you trying to build a name or a legacy for yourself in some way? Yeah, okay, we have the 7 of Pentacles. We have the 2 of Swords. I just felt a weird sensation in my ear. Because I'm clairsentient, I feel energies. So, what am I getting here? What is the ear thing? Okay, so Spirit is showing me someone holding information close to their chest and not wanting to give it out. So this is something they never say to you because like some of these things are things they know is like rude to go up and ask a person. Do you get what I mean? Like that thing of like, are you actually loving or not? Like they know that it's wrong to even ask things like that about a person because they don't truly know you. You know, you're just a stranger to them. They don't know what happens behind closed doors. So on some level, they know what they're doing is wrong by like thinking those things. Does that make sense? We have the Three of Swords, but I guess at the same time, it's just thoughts. Like they're not actually going to physically ask you that because they know it's rude to just do that. Yeah, so Three of Swords is like what I said before, like wondering, have you ever gone through heartbreak or pain? Or has your life been easy? Like, are you healing from anything? Especially if you went out and like looked sad that day, looked disappointed, Five of Cups. Like, if you've ever gone through anything. So Hierophant here also tells me some strangers think that you look very wise beyond your years. Like you have a look of wisdom within your eyes. So they're wondering like what you had to go through to get that type of wisdom. Okay, we have the King of Pentacles. So again, wondering like what kind of work you do, what kind of choices you make in your career to get what you have financially or materially. We have the Knight of Wands. So they may ask questions like um in terms of like the types of choices you make, if you make really good choices or really negative choices, if you are someone very ambitious or not. We have the Eight of Wands. Some may also wonder if you're someone that is able to move forward after something disappointing happens very quickly, if you're able to get your spark for life back, or if you are kind of like down in the dumps, sad, disappointed for a long time. Okay, let's get some more cards. Spirit Guides of pile number 2s. What questions do strangers ask about them? We have the Page of Wands. We have the Two of Pentacles. We have the Chariot. We have the Empress. What strangers ask about pile 2? The Ten of Cups. The Nine of Cups. The Magician. The Three of Cups. Okay. So my pile number 2, strangers ask questions like, have you ever gone through like a hard life that you had to heal from, or like any harsh situations within your life that you had to heal from in order to become the person that you are today? In order to have the wisdom you have today, like, because you look very wise. Strangers may ask like questions like if you've ever traveled or if you like to travel a lot. They may also perceive you as very mysterious in a way where a lot of curiosity happens, where they don't really know who you are. And so it's like, you know, when you don't really know for sure and you don't really know if you're just making assumptions about a person or if they are really like that. So it's like, because you're so mysterious, they don't know if they're just making assumptions or if you're really like that. Because you seem very mysterious and private when you're out in public. Like you're keeping to yourself, focusing on you. Also, there's something here about like if you're new here, like for example, let's say you go to a mall and people haven't seen you there before and like they're wondering, are you new like to town? Did you just move here? Um, Something like that. Like wondering if you're visiting friends here. Like that's the vibe I get too. Like even if you travel, and if you go overseas or if you go to other cities or things like that, people may wonder if you're from there or not, or if you're like visiting friends, if you're traveling. Something like that's coming through. People may wonder also if you have kids or not. If you have like a big family or not, or if you want a big family or not, or if you like have a prominent love life with a 10 of cups, like who you're friends with. If you've ever walked around with your friends or your family, they may wonder what it's like, your relationship to them. Strangers may also wonder if you are religious or not because this Empress has praying hands. If you like to go out a lot with your friends or like what you like to do for fun. Like what kind of milestones or celebrations or kind of like wishes you have had happen in your life come true. How it is you have this like perceived stability. Yeah, that's what I'm getting here. So this is all I have for you, pile number twos. I really hope this reading resonated. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye! Hi there, my palm threes. If you chose this purple agate crystal in the Muse Tarot, this reading is for you. We're going to be taking a look at what are questions strangers ask about you. So please be aware this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. Before we get started with your reading, I'd just like to announce that I am taking personal readings again. So if you'd like to pre-book for February, you can find my email in the channel's about section. Okay, so let's get started with your pile, okay, with your reading. So I'm first going to put out some oracle cards and then we're going to use the tarot deck that you chose. Okay. I don't know why my cards are in between. Maybe this card is significant for you. Spirit guides of pile number 3. What strangers are asking, like what questions they're asking about pile 3. So I guess we already have one of these cards. What strangers ask about pile 3? What strangers ask about pile 3? So the first card you have is Telepathy, Transmission, Perception, and Communication, card 22. I'm almost getting like someone thinking a thought about you and wondering if you're able to read their mind. That actually makes me laugh. Use your hands, card 53. We have Pyrite, Mars, Momentum, card 24. And we have Hyroth, Longing for Home and Homesick for the Stars. Now let's look at your tarot cards. So Spirit Guides, my pile number 3s. I hear workout routine, fitness journey, like they may ask about that, like if you work out or if you're fit. like what types of food you like to eat, especially like let's say you're walking around in the grocery store and you're picking out a bunch of things. Like they wonder if you like what types of food you're making with that, like what types of meals you like to eat. Yeah, your kind of diet, I guess. But I feel a sensation in my ear that I felt in pile 2, where I got the message that it's like a thought they're having, right? But they know they can't ask you that because it would be rude to ask. So with the 7 of Swords at the back of the deck, it confirms what this is. Maybe they're thinking thoughts about you, but they know it would be rude to ask you these things to your face. Or it would be like personal to ask you these things to your face, but like they kind of don't ask it to you, but they think it, but then they're like wondering, can you read their mind? Okay. Let's take a look at your tarot cards. So you have a bunch here. So we have the 8 of Materials, 8 of Pentacles. We have the 10 of Emotions, 10 of Cups. We have the 6 of Voices, 6 of Swords. We have the 8 of Inspiration, 8 of Wands. The 5 of Materials, 5 of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Inspiration, Knight of Wands. The Muse of Emotions, which is the King of Cups. And these two cards came out sideways, I think. So I'm just going to keep them like this. It's the 9 of Swords and the Star. And then you have a bunch of extra cards here, which I'll look at in a minute. 7 of Swords at the back of the deck. But before we get into that, I do have a small favor to ask from you. In the last 3 months, 60% of people who watch my channel didn't subscribe. So if you've ever liked any of the videos I've posted and you like this reading up until now, can you please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button? It helps my channel more than you know, and the bigger the channel gets, the more content I can put out and create for you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all your love, all your support, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your reading. So my pile number 3 is with what I was speaking about. It gives me the impression here that it's kind of like invasive questions they may ask that are personal, too personal is what I want to say. Like I'm not even gonna tap into that because I feel like it may just be like, I don't know how to describe this. Like I'm not even gonna tap into this because it may just be that spirit doesn't want to show it in the first place because it is invasive. Does that make sense? So Hiroth here, longing for home, homesick for the stars. When you're out in public, are you like a person that is more introverted? You like to be at home rather? Because I'm kind of getting that vibe, like from people when they look at you. Like if you're more of a lone wolf, or if you're more of a homebody, you know, some people may ask that. Like, for example, let's say you go somewhere and you look bored and you don't, like, you look like you don't want to be there, so you look like you want to go home maybe. So then they're wondering like, oh, like what are you here for, and why do you look like you want to go home? Is home more interesting or something like that? Which I totally get. Sometimes I'm just like, oh my gosh, I want to go home. I don't want to be outside. So I feel like with the Star and the 9 of Swords there, I'm kind of getting the impression that maybe a lot of you are very empathic and very sensitive to energies. And so because of that, you pick up on people's energies and maybe you just like to be in your own space because of that. If you resonate with that, then that could be your message. But if not, that's okay. The other message I see from this longing card, some may actually like long to talk to you or long to communicate with you, because longing is next to communication. So they see you, they like you, they want to communicate with you, be your friend, or they're attracted to you in some way. And so they're wondering, like, are you single? Are you open to any type of relationship? Are you open to any types of friendships? Like, if I go up to you and talk to you, will you be like, will you reject me or will you want me back? Like, in terms of platonic or romantic energies, that's something I see. People may also wonder and like question if you're someone that is uncomfortable with being like looked at for too long or seen for too long, because the star next to the Nine of Swords, the star shines bright and is seen, is recognized in some way, but the Nine of Swords is like fear or anxiety. So I don't know, like, if you have people or strangers like asking questions like, do you prefer to be left alone or to be stared at, or like, does staring make you uncomfortable, or like, would you rather just be in your own space? That's kind of the vibe I'm getting there. Do you have any worries or fears when it comes to your wishes and dreams and hopes? Like, because people almost see you as a very hard worker when you're out in public. So they see you maybe longing for something, wishing for something, and they're kind of like wondering in their mind, do they have any fears, or like, are things going okay in their life, in their finances, or their career with the Five of Pentacles? Like, is there some financial problems? Because it looks like you're like working very hard. Like, some would even say maybe you seem tired after a long day's work because you look like you've been doing a lot with the Ten of Wands. Even Mars here is like putting an action towards where we want to be. So I'm not trying to sound mean, like, but I'm just saying what I see here, because I could even be part of this pile. Like, after a long day of work, I'm like, I don't want to go anywhere. I just want to chill on the couch. So I don't know, like, if you're just tired after a long day, or if you have a lot of responsibilities that people are wondering about, like what responsibilities do you have? What do you do for work? Um, why do like, you look like you've worked very hard, is what I'm getting here. And are things moving forward for you in a way that you're happy with all the hard work you're putting in? You also look like someone that has a lot of passion towards different things. So maybe people wonder like what hobbies you have with use your hands. We see pottery here. I just got goosebumps. So maybe some wonder and question like if you have any hobbies like painting, pottery, like what types of hobbies you like to do, if you're creative in any way, or if you're passionate about anything. Pyrite here makes me feel as though maybe people wonder if you're trying to create wealth for yourself in some way, shape, or form. Ten of Cups, people may ask questions about your relationships, your family life, like what that looks like, what your relationships look like, if they're moving forward in a good way, or if you have like, if you're single, or like if you have a close relationship to your family or not, or if you have a family of your own. It's giving me that type of vibe. Eight of Pentacles is like, I'm getting this vibe of like maybe people thinking or like asking in their mind, are you talented at something? Have you mastered something? That's the vibe I get here. I don't know. Six of Swords, I'm getting the energy of change. So some may wonder, like, okay, for example, let's say you go to a local grocery store and someone works there, and 2 years ago you went with a specific person, but now you don't go there anymore with them. They're wondering like, have things changed in your connection? Or let's say someone here works at a specific job and you wear a specific uniform, and before you never wore that, so then they're wondering like, did you get a new job? It's giving me that type of vibe, like changes or maybe physical changes to the way that you look or dress. So then they're wondering why, like what it is that made you change that. Like that's a vibe I'm getting here. So something about changes. It can literally be anything, but I'm just using examples here. Some may wonder if you are a workaholic or if you are just very ambitious. Like if you also set time aside to have fun, like what you like to do for your fun, what you like to do in fun time, I mean, like, but I feel like that's also really weird because remember in the beginning how I spoke about Seven of Swords at the back of the deck, and some of the questions they're asking are like invasive or personal or like maybe even judgmental, because if you're someone with a lot of responsibilities, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're a workaholic. Does that make sense? But I heard that word in my mind. So it's like, okay, just because you had a long day doesn't mean that. So they're making assumptions based off that. Does that make sense? Let's say you just had a bad day today, and then they're wondering like, um, are you anxious or worried about something? Like it's giving that type of vibe where people may be a little bit invasive towards you, strangers, with their questions in their mind. Like, I'm almost getting this vibe of like what you're feeling right now with the King of Cups. This pile, like, the strangers that you're around are like really weird. Or like, at least the strangers I'm channeling. Because it's giving this vibe of like, what is your mental health like? What is your emotional health like? And that's, again, super invasive and personal. Um, Even with Mars energy here, Mars can sometimes be anger or aggression. So I feel like these people may be, some of them may have like a little bit of jealousy towards you. So, like, let's say, you're a person with a lot of responsibilities, 10 of Wands, you have a lot of things to take care of. And maybe you look like you are gaining momentum within your career, your finances, and things are starting to move forward for you in a way where you are having new beginnings with the Fool, creating new opportunities for yourself with the Ace of Pentacles. And maybe they're like, I don't like to use the word lazy, but like maybe they're just like lazy people that are jealous because they don't work hard themselves and they're just like, oh, workaholic. Or maybe they're just like people that are judgmental, that like when they see someone that is, for example, a little bit more extroverted um or introverted, then they're like, why? But don't they realize people are different? So that's why I say these strangers are weird. Like, I don't know if there's a jealousy here with the Seven of Swords energy or just a judgmental vibe from them, but maybe that's what you're picking up on here. Like, if you don't like to go out in public and you pick up on energies, maybe that's what you're picking up on here with the Star and the Nine of Swords. So if you ever do go out in public and you do feel that energy, you do feel the vibes often like judgmental energies from people, or like negative energies from people, or jealousy from people, then I'd suggest protecting your energy. I'm just going to ask quickly how you can protect your energy. How can pile 3 protect their energy when they're out in public? The Emperor, Knight of Cups. I hear grounding, like having grounding crystals on you, like almost pushing their energy away, imagining an energy bubble around you that pushes all energy that's not yours out, all thoughts of others that are not yours out. Okay. Three of Wands. Strength and Ace of Cups. Staying within your heart space is also going to protect your energy. Because when you're in your heart space, nothing else from the outside, no negativity can affect you. That's something I recently learned from doing readings. I don't understand why, but that's something I've seen again and again and again. Like when you're in your heart space and when you're in the frequency of love, then nothing outside can affect you because you're in the state of peace. And yeah, anyways, also just keeping strong within yourself, like knowing yourself and not letting projections of others get to you. Staying confident within yourself. You know, knowing who you are and not letting other people's opinions affect you. So don't go outside in public, kind of like scared of the judgments of others or worrying about what others think of you. Worry about what you think of you, and then your aura is going to be strong when you go outside, protected, where nothing can infiltrate that. Okay, we have the Four of Wands, and just focus on you is what I'm hearing. Okay, the Ten of Pentacles. We have the Page of Wands, the Two of Cups, the Five of Wands. Yeah, like it seems like, okay, whoever I'm picking up on here, strangers, like they're very judgmental and very like angry people. With the Five of Wands, they the vibe I'm getting here is like they judge people, but they need to look in the mirror. Do you see this image here? So whatever they're judging you for is like what they're projecting onto you based on their own things. I hope that makes sense. Or it's just jealousy. Like you do anything and they're jealous of it. Even with the Page of Wands, I feel like, you know, when you are creative or when you do express yourself or when you do go out and you look good and, you know, you're feeling good about yourself, you know, people may also be very judgmental and be very jealous. So I just say that energy is coming through for your pile. I don't like that. But anyhow, Four of Wands. Yeah, so it's like they're wondering about your stability, about like where you work in your career, what you do, um, what your family life is like, and if you are in a relationship. And if you are in a romantic connection, you know, people could look at that in public, strangers, and ask like, have you two been together for a long time? Are you happy? Is it moving forward in a good way? Like, is it a stable connection? Something about food keeps popping out because now I'm tasting chips. I don't know why, but I'm tasting chips. So like people may also wonder what you like what types of food you eat, or like if you and your person go on dates, if you are in a romantic connection, and if you're not, like people may just wonder if you're single, if you're not single. That's the vibe I get here. We have the Muse of Inspiration, and if you're single, they may wonder like, do you go on dates with people? Are you like open to love? That's the energy I get here. The Hierophant. We have the Page of Swords, the Seven of Cups, the Two of Wands. I feel like people like to stare at you and people like to almost like analyze you. Like analyze you and try to figure out everything that's going on in your life. You're just so interesting to them. And I feel like with the Seven of Cups, most of the time when you're out in public, you're in your own world. You're focused on you. You're focused on the things you want to do within your own life. You're focused on the many things you're there to do. You're focused on yourself. And so then they're kind of just staring at you. It's like a weird energy. I don't know how to explain it, but maybe some that will listen to this will relate to it. They may even ask questions like if you studied anywhere, like what you're passionate about, what you do for work. But even here with this fire, it almost gives me this image of like fighting fire with fire. So I feel like some strangers are just very jealous of you, my pile threes. We have the Three of Pentacles. We have the Queen of Swords. We have the Six of Cups. I didn't mean to make this reading so negative, but it's coming through this way. The Chariot. We have the Four of Cups, and energy does not lie. We have the Empress. And it's because you seem like you're so in your heart space that it irritates the F out of them. You know, with the Empress here, you seem like you, even when you've had a long day, you seem like you are attracting the things you want in terms of your abundance or the things you want in your own life. And you could also be seen to be a very attractive person with the Empress here, where people maybe even like the clothing that you're wearing and wonder what clothing, where you got that from. And like, people may just be jealous of you, is what I'm getting here. They may wonder like about your friendships, what types of friends you have, what your communication is like with them, what your voice sounds like, or how you communicate. If you travel a lot for work, or if you are a boss or anything like that. If you're like in any sort of leadership position, that's something people may ask in their mind. What is the Six of Cups and Four of Cups spirit? It's kind of like what your past was like. What your life has been like until now. Like that's the vibe I'm getting here. So when you're out in public, people just like to analyze you. Like watch your every move, which is so so weird. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna end off this reading here. I really hope this reading resonated with you, my pile number threes. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in my next reading. Bye!